Welcome to the nest.
What's that word mean?
Hello, welcome to Busybird. So, my name's Blaze, and this weekend, on Saturday, I'm doing a life writing workshop. Now, so many people are told you've got a great story and you should write a book, but some people have no idea where to start or what to do. So this is a 3-hour workshop that is a really good taster for anyone who wants to write their life, and actually any writing it will help you. So that's this Saturday. We're going to show you around a little bit around Busybird. In case we lose the car, we know we can find it easily. Welcome to Busybird. Come on in. Here's the brown dog. Are you a big bully? So, we're a publisher, so we have lots of books. These are our own titles that we publish every year. We only do a couple of titles per year, traditionally. And then up the other end are all the books that we've helped people to self-publish. So here, this is where I get to be the boss and run open mic night every month. So this is a chance for people to try out their work in front of an audience, which is a really good way to hear and get a reaction from the audience to see if your writing is actually making sense to people and whether it's any good. So that's a lot of fun. And these are our famous wings. People come from all over Australia to be photographed in front of our wing with their book. Here we have all of the books that we've helped to self-publish. So what do you think? Why don't you come and visit us at Busybird? It's a lot of fun. Bye!
That's right. So Karen, tell me a little bit about yourself. What do you do?
I am a bit of a jack of all trades. I'm a writer, editor, publisher, blogger. That's enough to get started, I think. All of those things, but mostly a writer these days.
So tell me about a typical day in Karen Andrews' life.
That depends if I'm writing a book or not. If I'm mid-project and the kids are off at school and I've got the house to myself, then I write 1,000 words until it's done, and that can take an hour to 4 hours sometimes. It depends on how good a day I'm having. And then I put it away and then get on with the rest of my life, which can involve personal stuff at home or more businessy things to do around writing and publishing. So it just could go on and on.
So how did you get into writing and this whole field?
I did a school talk the other day and I was asked this same question. I thought about it, and I've been doing it for 20 years, sort of, in that I started by doing unpaid work experience placements in publishing houses in Sydney back when I was living up there. And so from that, I was writing marketing copy usually, some reviews, and then those sort of baby steps turned into other steps. And then at that time I was also starting to write my own things. And so yeah, my early 20s were that sort of very experimental, burgeoning time. And then I started entering competitions, like short story competitions, poetry competitions in my mid-20s.
So you say you write, I know you write blogs and that kind of thing. So is that your main thing, or do you do books or stories, or what do you do?
That's another thing that's changed over the years. So I'm now in my 12th year of blogging. I've been blogging for 12 years. And I would say for the first 8 years of that, it was quite businessy, in that I was starting to get paid opportunities. I had advertising on my blog. There was a certain revenue attached to that as blogging was taking off in Australia in the media scape, as particularly in the parenting field, which was where I began. Then more in recent years, I have dedicated myself more to the writing, book production side of my interests. Not that I'm disinterested in blogging anymore. I still love it and I still actually make money from it, but I can't do everything at once. Some things need to sort of be put on a back burner while other things come to the fore, to mix my metaphors.
I know you're heavily into the writing scene. Is that something you would suggest to a writer, to actually be part of, the scene in whatever state they're in or whatever, just to be known and to be seen? Is that something you recommend?
I absolutely do, and I do understand that for some writers that can be a difficult thing to do, especially if they're regional writers and they don't have the kind of access that I personally do enjoy, being a Melburnian. We're filming now at a little local book festival, so those things are good to attend if you can. But social media being what it is this day and age, for emerging writers or beginning writers, I do think it's really important to try and access networks or develop those networks that way if they can't attend things personally. Because it's a start. I mean, that's how I started as well, but I was around social media back when it was like being invented, and I've been on Twitter since day one, for example. So some people sometimes think that they're not already on social media, then they're too late to it, and I don't think that's the case either. That you do need to start somewhere, so do it.
Now you just obviously entered a competition and won. Is that something also you suggest, to enter your works in as many different things as you can?
Yes, I do. I encourage writers to enter competitions. I do teach a lot of people who are very shy about showing their work, and competitions can be a good way to sort of break that ice, because most competitions are judged anonymously, so you can feel like you're not going to be judged because you may or may not have a name yet or some sort of influence. It doesn't really matter. You're judged by the work itself, so that's a good thing. And competitions do help develop resilience, because I did just win one, but there are many others I've entered that I have not even shortlisted it in, and all those things do help round you out as a writer a little bit more.
So if anyone would like to know a little bit more about Karen Andrews, where can they find out a bit more about you?
Well, my home on the internet is karenandrews.com.au, but on most social media channels I'm Karen Andrews AU at the end. That's me.
Good. And your parting wise words to any author out there to spur them along and get them moving in their works? What should they do?
My biggest tip would be, or my biggest Yeah. Advice would be, you can't edit an empty page. That's an old saying, but really, we can talk about writing till the cows come home, but it really, for me, at the end of the day, like, words on the paper matters, and then you can go back to it and encourage it. That is a confidence builder, rather than talking. That can sometimes erode confidence. So yeah, just get the work done.
So writing is like learning an instrument. You just got to practice.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely.
No worries. Thank you for the interview. Thank you.